Welcome to Collision Course, a chaotic, physics-driven strategy game. In just 5 minutes, I'll walk you through what the game is, how it plays, and why I think it stands out. In Collision Course, players control scrap-built racing machines in a deadly junkyard rally. You'll build your own vehicle from scavenged parts, program the autopilot system to do what you need, and then watch it hurtle around corners, into walls, and occasionally other players. Movement is fairly different from other games in this genre. Your machine gains motion through force and engine power, but steering is limited. You'll drift, bounce, bash, and sometimes melt your machine from heat or impact. Victory goes to the first player to cross all checkpoints and reach the finish line. Here's how it all works. You win by being the first machine to cross the final checkpoint after touching all of the required ones. When you set up the map, you get to choose what it looks like and what you need to win. Each player starts with a machine core and a player board tracking 7 core stats, the most important being weight, force, and gained heat. You place your machine on a starting checkpoint and match your stats to the core. Gameplay moves through repeated rounds divided into phases: build, program, then move and board. Within each phase, play is simultaneous. Build phase. This is where you draw a part. You can scrap parts to gain currency, then craft new parts using that currency. You have a chance to rebuild your machine however you want, as long as everything's still connected. This is when you will optimize your machine for what's coming next. Program phase. You secretly select program cards that you are dealt based on your program stat to control how your machine moves, how much force to apply, and when to turn. It's a mix of strategy and risk, since you can't change it once you start moving. Which brings us to move phase. Machines move based on physics. Force builds up until it converts into motion, which applies every round until you lose it. Movement is simultaneous, using measurement tools to see if you collide with other players or walls. If you do, you'll be redirected based on your speed and weight and potentially take damage, meaning parts will be lost at board phase. In the board phase, depending on where you are, friction applies, slowing sideways motion, lasers fire, giving you heat based on how strong it was, and special tiles, such as conveyor belts or vents, might change your motion or add more heat. Machines lose parts from crashes or overheating, leaving scrap for others to pick up. Lose too many parts and you'll be forced to eject from your machine and have to start again, hopefully at a checkpoint. Once all that was programmed is complete, it loops back to the build phase, and the chaos continues. So why Collision Course? This game takes some structure of rally games and adds layers of physics-based chaos. It's built around conservation of momentum, acceleration, and inertia. You don't need to understand physics to play, but the system rewards players who learn how to control and balance their machines. Every match tells a story. Someone boosts too hard into a wall. Someone else turns their machine into a spinning top. You might not win, but you'll remember how your machine exploded after that one perfectly timed laser shot. It's modular and highly replayable. It appeals to both casual players that get over the spooky physics or board game aspects, as well as deep strategy gamers who want new challenges. Collision Course is more than just a race. It's a glorious crash test of creativity and calculated madness.